Die.
You're the most cold-blooded man I've ever seen.
How can you have any meat if you don't eat your pudding?
The Tommy Boyds Show.
Back and to the left. Yeah.
The show with more endurance than radiation itself.
You say either, and I say either.
Apparently official. Stand by, please.
Tommy Boyds.
Apparently official.
Have you no compassion?
Stand by, please.
Let's rehang the pictures in the gallery of life.
There is no escaping here.
Tommy Boyds.
Good morning. I'm all right. Are you all right? Well, I'll be able to tell you. Free call 0500 10 53 89. I'm all right. I've been to the doctors. It's official. He says I've definitely got hemorrhoids. Fantastic. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Have you? Yes, you have. But is it official? You see? Free call 0500 10 53 80 something or other. There's nothing quite, you know the number. There's nothing quite like having it confirmed, like being told that what it is and all it is something that everybody's got. Everybody's got them. Absolutely everybody. Everybody, all the high and mighty. Doesn't matter how fit you are, how petite you are, we've all got hemorrhoids. And the funny old thing is that hemorrhoids are funny old things, aren't they? And we all laugh when one of our friends has to go into hospital to have them cut away, because it's a very painful operation apparently, and you should look after them since you've got them, and that's what I now know how to do. So free call 0500 blah 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 with your inquiries about your hemorrhoids. Yes, you. Free call 0500 10 53 89. My first trip to hospital happened when my mum saw what she thought was blood in the potty. This may have happened to you as a parent. Blood, a worrying thing to be evacuating from a child in nappies. So I was rushed into hospital, and I think I can still smell all the anxiety that was in my parents as we waited for the bus. But anyway, we got to casualty, and she explained, and they went through what I'd been eating in the last 24 hours. And yeah, my mum had fed me beetroot. That's all it was, beetroot. I don't know why a mum who knows her stuff was feeding somebody 12 or 13 months beetroot, but anyway, that's all it was. And what a great relief it must have been to my parents to discover that I was not going to be a statistic. I was going to live, well, it's 45 years and ongoing. What a great relief that must have been, and what a great relief it is as well to have it confirmed, which I can now confirm for you, that you have hemorrhoids. I mean, don't bother the doctor. Talk to me about it. That's all the doctor will tell you. The doctor will say what it is hemorrhoids. The occasional drop of blood, an itching sensation, an occasional discomfort, especially after evacuation. It's nothing more or less than a slight swelling of the very sensitive veins, which do an important job, although not so important that it doesn't matter if they swell up a little bit, around, and we have to use these words because we are medical, the rectum, the anus. Yes, that's all it is. It's a part of you, and it's a part of me, and we shouldn't be ashamed about it at all. In fact, quite the opposite. We should celebrate. And just ahead of that celebration, if you were listening, I slipped then into broadcastese, a language I'm no longer fluent in. Just before we talk about hemorrhoids, if you were listening on Friday, you'll remember that the show was rather taken over gloriously, I thought, because the last contributor to the Wonderful Hour at 5 to 4 was having her contractions every 10 minutes. And so we said, do you want to stay on the phone? And she said, yep, happy to do that. And we chatted away with her. Took a couple of calls from irate know-alls who said that mums-to-be shouldn't be on the radio. It's only going to upset them. Can't be irate know-alls on the radio. But the question is, how did things turn out with the happy threesome? And I think we've got Ruth. It was Ruth and Peter, of course. I think Ruth's still in hospital in Bolton. Are you there?
I am. Hello, Tommy.
How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
What's the news?
I had a baby girl yesterday, just before midday, I had to have a cesarean in the end.
Yeah.
But she weighs 6 pounds 8 ounces.
6 pounds 8 ounces.
Yeah,
That's good.
and she's beautiful.
Of course. Of course. So that was quite a lengthy labour, wasn't it, Ruth?
It was.
Technically, how many hours were you?
Well, it turned out I was just in the very extreme early stages when I was speaking to you, and she was getting in quite distressed, and that was before it was properly underway. So they decided to do an emergency.
Okay. Did you go out cold, or just did you have a local?
Went out cold.
Yeah. Was Peter around at the time?
He was, yeah.
Oh,
He got
good.
to see her first before me.
Yes. Well, that's terrific news, and thank you for sharing a bit of it with us. I know it made an awful lot of people's Friday afternoon.
Thank you.
So well done. Look after yourself.
Thanks very much.
Don't rush around. Those scars, they heal, but it takes a few weeks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks, Ruth.
And thanks to everyone who rang in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Free call 0500 10 53 89 as we celebrate my and your hemorrhoids piles. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
It's time to poison the water hole.
Cutting edge.
Tommy Boyd sucks less.
You know, I don't want to bring this up, but you've been treating a lot of people with a lot of disrespect.
Not hemorrhoid sufferers like you. I've got hemorrhoids, jolly, jolly hemorrhoids. Anoop calls from Altrincham. Anoop, how are your hemorrhoids?
Tommy, you're way off the edge here. You need reeling in. You're way out to sea. Tommy, this is bad advice you've given. You must always bother the doctor if you've got bleeding from down below. I'm a doctor and I've seen 3 patients this year who presented with bleeding from down below. And I investigated the symptoms and we found out that it was the big C in these 3 patients.
Oh, here we go. We've got a doctor on, and it took him 37 seconds.
Well, I was shocked.
And he
because,
still can't say cancer, can you, Cock?
well, cancer, there you go.
There you go.
Tommy,
Good. Anything else you want to frighten us with? What about some new causes for cancer? I've heard Rupert Murdoch causes cancer. Is that true?
I don't know, Tommy, but I certainly know that rectal bleeding from down below needs investigating in every case, because these 3 people are now going to live a normal life. Most cases of rectal bleeding will probably be piles, but there will be one in several that isn't, and that will be due to cancer.
What's the difference then, Doctor? What sort of rectal bleeding is cancer, and what sort of rectal bleeding is harmless piles?
You can't tell, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
if you could tell, you could give the advice, don't bother your doctor, just stay at home and listen to Tommy Boyd's show. But the thing is that if you have bleeding...
So you want absolutely everybody who occasionally gets a little bit of blood...
Yes.
...to go to the doctor?
Absolutely, that's what I tell all my patients.
So that's absolutely everybody in Britain then, tomorrow morning?
If they've got rectal bleeding, they should make an appointment to see their doctor and have it investigated.
You're saying that everybody in Britain should come and visit their doctor tomorrow morning?
If they've got rectal bleeding.
Well, which everyone has?
I don't think so.
Ah, you see, you're a doctor. I'm a student of humanity.
Tommy, anyone who comes to me with rectal bleeding, I treat very seriously. And anybody who does have rectal bleeding should treat it seriously and make
You
an
are
appointment to see
nothing
the doctor.
more or less than a professional scaremonger on 72k a year.
Oh, 72, I wish.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish, Tommy.
Yeah. Why do you like frightening people, though?
Well, I'm not trying to frighten people.
No, I didn't ask you that, because you do frighten people. Why do you like to frighten people? Why has everything got to be possibly cancer and possibly caused by something new?
Because? Well, cancer is a serious illness, which if caught early...
Oh, wait a minute.
Yep.
What did you just say?
Cancer is a serious illness.
I did not know that.
Which can be potentially...
Hang on a second. Andrea, did you know, apparently, as a doctor, cancer is a serious
Oh, you're a
illness?
naughty boy.
How long did you have to be trained for to
Well, actually, I
discover
learned
that?
that in the first week of my med school.
Oh, you didn't know before?
No, not really.
You didn't know that cancer
No,
was
not at the
a
age
serious
of 17.
disease at 17?
No, I didn't know it was serious then.
Where have you been?
Very protected, obviously.
You're darn tooting. I mean, what makes you think you know anything now?
Well, I know a little more than I used to. I don't claim to know everything.
Well, what makes you think you know enough now to lecture everybody that they might have cancer?
Well, I'm not saying that everybody has got cancer. I'm saying that people with
No, you're
rectal
not
bleeding
concentrating.
should have
Hey,
cancer.
come on, keep up. I didn't say that. Your problem is you don't listen.
I'll listen to you.
Well, you didn't listen before, and
I'm
you're not
honest.
listening then.
Go on then, ask me the question again.
Yeah, what makes you think that everybody might have cancer?
I don't think that.
No, but everybody's got piles.
Well, I haven't.
Yes, you have. You liar.
I checked, and I haven't.
You have got piles.
I listened to your bit...
You've got piles, it's just that, like, a lot of people, you're ashamed of it.
No,
like Vivian
Tommy,
Richards.
Honestly, I haven't. You can come and have a look if you want.
I
haven't got piles.
I don't want to have a look. I don't need to have a look. What sort of a toilet have you got?
An ordinary, Armitage Shanks type.
You've got piles.
Yeah, but I sit on it in the Asian way. I'm from India, so we sit on our toilets slightly differently.
No, you don't.
We do.
No, you don't.
Oh,
you
yes.
say you do, but you don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a European toilet.
Well, we have to sit up on it, on haunches.
Yes. Yeah.
All Indians do that.
No, all Indians don't do that, and
Well,
you
some
don't.
do.
And you don't do that. You just saw that one coming.
No, I do that. I to protect my hernial orifices, that's how I perform my daily duties.
Yes, maybe. I don't believe you. I think you're just being agile.
Not
And
as
I'll give you
agile as you, Tommy.
No way, pal. No way, Jose. And I'll give you credit. You saw that one coming. But everybody who uses a European bog has got hemorrhoids.
Tommy, I do look at people quite frequently in that area, and they don't all have piles.
Pretty much. You know that's true.
It isn't, Tommy.
It's just that
honestly.
hemorrhoids aren't good for business, whereas cancer is.
Well, I get paid the same whether I see one patient or 500 patients.
Yeah, I know, but you're not in the job for the money. You're in it for the status.
That is true. Being an Asian, that is unfortunately true, yes.
I'll give you credit for being honest.
Yeah.
And agile.
Not really.
But I won't give you any credit for immediately
You frighten
saying...
me to death with your agility.
I know.
I feel so brave having come on to
And
tackle you
honesty.
this on.
I've only got one thing in common with Superman, I've never told a porky, but so have you.
Right.
Right, now let's get this absolutely straight.
Yeah.
If anybody is passing a few drops of fresh blood,
Yes.
they really ought to think about it.
Yes.
But not run off to the dock the minute it happens.
Right.
No, come on. Come on.
Tommy, I do like to see my patients if they have any bleeding down below. It's a quick 30-second up on the couch, lie on your side, let me have a look. Oh, it's piles, off you go.
Yeah, but we're talking about, old blood, yes.
No, even bright red. It depends if the tumour is quite high up. It'll be brownish or black even.
Yeah.
If the tumour is low down, rectal, for example, it can be bright red.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Right, sorry.
Doesn't everybody know that?
I'm sure they do, especially if they listen to your show.
But you see, I want to go in a different direction from the traditional medical direction, because you're charging off in the usual direction. Oh my God, I've been a blood going on the bomb! This could be cancer!
You make me sound like a maniac.
Well, you are, because that's the first thing you said, pal. The big C. You couldn't even say cancer, right?
Yes.
So everything
you're right.
with everything with you doctors, I've got a little bit of boil on my gum. Oh, it could be cancer of the jaw. Freud died of it.
Well,
I've got a bit of a headache. Oh, it's probably a brain tumour the size of a basketball, or brain cancer, which is just as bad.
Well, it pays us to be vigilant.
Look, I've got a man who thinks you're talking such sense. He wants to congratulate you on everything you've said, I think. And his name is Martin. He calls from Yorkshire. And Martin, you're through to Dr. Anoop.
Hello, Tommy. Hello, Dr. Anoop.
Hello, Martin. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
Being someone who has the old chow once myself and went to the doctors, and it was the old, don't blink routine, yeah?
Yes.
Right. He said, yeah, OK, you got piles, which is what I thought it was, but, I take notice of what the medical fraternity says, so I won't have it checked. How does he know I haven't got cancer of the whatever it is as well?
Well, he should have done an internal.
Oh, he did.
And he couldn't feel anything unusual.
Well, I don't know. I didn't really like to ask.
Yeah. Well, if a patient obviously does have piles, then I review my patient at a later date. At which time the piles have usually resolved partially, and the bleeding will have stopped. If the bleeding is persistent, I go on to other investigations.
Oh, okay then. Typical medical man, got an answer for everything.
Wasn't it, eh? And I love the use of if persistent, whereas, if you still got it 3 or 4 days later...
Yeah,
but if persistent, if it's persistent, it's Anoop.
I sound like a medical label, don't I?
Yeah, what sort of a fountain pen have you got, Anoop?
A fountain pen, I've got a sterling silver Parker pen, cost me 90 quid.
I'll bet you have to, pal. Free call 0500 10 53 89. I've got hemorrhoids, I've got piles, and I'm so pleased and I'm so proud, and so should you be, because you've got them too. Free call 0500 10 53 89. And yes, I have cracked my throat. I was at the Portsmouth match where the goalkeeper fainted on Saturday. Never seen a goal like it. There's never been a goal like it. It was grand to be there. Surreal doesn't come close to describing it. We're celebrating Haemorrhoids, and later in today's show, the first in a new series of the Tommy Boyd Letters page. This is Talk Radio. There is a good argument for listening.
Please keep listening. Tommy's just had block paving put down in his driveway.
And it looks great. But it costs an arm and a leg, so do keep listening. Just before we get back to piles, starting on Sunday morning, Paul Ross and Carol McGiffin are playing Read It and Win with W.H. Smith to help launch the National Year of Reading. You and your children could win hundreds of pounds worth of your favourite books and a family holiday to Disneyland Paris with £500 to spend simply by reading children's stories together. If you'd like to get into some great books, you can register to take part by calling the Talk Radio Read It and Win hotline on 089411133, 089411133. It'll cost just 25 pence. Or you can email us on, grab a pen, competitions@talk-radio.co.uk. Now you see, they've tried to get clever here, but they haven't been clever, because they put a full stop at the end of what has been a phonetically written out email address. So I don't know whether it's a dot that has not been phonetically written out or a full stop at the end of a sentence, which, since it is followed by something in brackets, which is the actual email address, which does not contain a dot at the end of the UK, and there isn't a full stop at the end of a sentence which is ended by the proper address in brackets. So you can either email us on competitions@talk-radio.co.uk or it could be competitions@talk-radio.co.uk without the dot. Yeah. Play Read It and Win with W.H. Smith every Sunday only in the Talk Radio Weekend Breakfast Show and win hundreds of pounds worth of books for you and your children and even a family holiday to Disneyland Paris. Whatever you're into, get into W.H. Smith. Free call, I'll have that sorted and I'll get back to you. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Although they are getting a bit of a curse on the radio, aren't they? These email addresses. Gobbledygook it is. It's gobbledygook. If only it made sense, if only there was a logic to it, like name, street number, street name, town, county, country, then we'd be home and hose. But there isn't. There's no logic to it. It just doesn't survive the earliest cerebral analysis. Same with those internet-y things. Free call 0500 10 53 89 as we celebrate Haemorrhoids. Isabel, I beg your pardon, calls from Crawley. Isabel, how are your hemorrhoids, Isabel?
Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes.
You don't have any problems. Don't worry. You will never have hemorrhoids.
I've got them.
Never. No, you can't. You couldn't possibly.
Why?
No, not you, Tommy.
Why?
Because I've listened to you. I listen to you every day.
How can you tell from listening to somebody whether or not they've got hemorrhoids? Oh, come on.
I can tell.
Why? You see, you're rich in prejudice.
I can tell. I can tell people with hemorrhoids, and you definitely don't have hemorrhoids.
All right, who has got hemorrhoids then? Trevor McDonald?
Lots of people have hemorrhoids, but you don't.
No, but you're saying... You're saying you can...
I probably have hemorrhoids, but I haven't been checked out.
But your point is you can tell from listening to somebody whether they've got hemorrhoids or not.
I can definitely tell that you do not have hemorrhoids.
Fine. Has Trevor McDonald got hemorrhoids?
I shouldn't imagine so.
You shouldn't imagine so?
Probably has. Probably has.
Right, so Trevor McDonald probably...
Probably has, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't really listened.
Jill Dando.
I haven't really thought about it.
No.
But you don't have hemorrhoids.
Jill Dando.
Probably not.
Scott Chisholm.
Yes.
Scott Chisholm has hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Anna Rayburn.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely...
Definitely got hemorrhoids. Lorraine Kelly.
Yeah, she probably will have. Yes, you're right there.
Right. Bill Overton.
They probably don't know. They probably don't know. But you definitely do not have hemorrhoids.
Who's the most likely person on Talk Radio to have hemorrhoids?
You definitely.
Peter Dealey.
You definitely don't.
Right, who's the least likely person? Is it me?
You. The most likely person.
But why
the only
is that?
one I've listened to ever. And I'm so sure of it.
Okay. Thank you for your...
Because...
Yes?
You are the perfect asshole.
Oh, that was a long time coming, wasn't it? Wasn't that a long time
really
coming?
needed you to think about it. You are.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'll tell you what, you waited for your moment and you did it well. Thank you, Isabel, for that.
Bye.
What's your arsehole like then? She's gone. Kevin in Watford. Kevin, you're on Talk Radio.
Hello, Tommy.
Yes.
You don't know. You really don't know what having piles is like, mate.
Is that right, mate?
Well, I've had them for years.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. I've had fingers up my butt.
Oh, dear.
To try and push them back. You can laugh.
I did, didn't I? How many did you have to push back?
I've had operations, Tommy.
Ooh.
And they still are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just cannot get rid of them.
Yeah.
And it's no joke, honestly,
No,
mate. It's
not
a real
funny.
pain.
It's not funny. And when the elder brother of our centre half, when I played in the pub team, when our elder brother used to come watch us, had to go to hospital to have piles, we got it out of the centre half eventually, what was wrong with his brother. And he made us swear that we wouldn't mention it to him when he came to watch us next, because it's very embarrassing, isn't it, Kevin?
I'm not embarrassed about it.
No?
It's just a fact of life. But it's bloody painful.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, and they strike at no notice, don't they? Because, you know,
I just got to sit on the old loo, and that's it, mate.
And they pop down.
They come out.
Oh, dear. How many at a time, then?
I don't count them.
No?
No.
But when you had them pushed back, how many did you have
I left
pushed?
that to the doctor to do.
But you didn't say to the doctor how many were there?
No, I didn't realise you could have more than one at a time, so to speak. It's just a thing, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, some people apparently it looks like a bunch of grapes.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, no. Kevin, thank you for your call. Thank you for the laugh.
Yeah, you're welcome to visit, Tommy.
Yeah. Anne calls now from Brighton. Anne, we're celebrating hemorrhoids. How are your piles?
Oh, I got rid of mine.
Oh, did you?
Yes, very easy.
Oh, yes?
Get your wipes, get her eyebrow tweezers, catch hold of the hemorrhoid, tie an elastic band around it, and the hemorrhoid will fall off.
Goodness sake, we can do this to greyhounds.
And if it's painful, put a bit of bond gel on it.
No.
And it works trees.
They give you cortisone suppositories, the doctor, although they used to. I don't know if they still do, but they used to.
They used to give you suppositories.
Cortisone suppositories.
Oh, cortisone, perhaps they would.
And you can...
I think that's the best thing to do. It's easy, it's efficient, you don't waste any National Health Service time taking up beds and things like that.
And I think you can get preparations, can't you?
Yeah.
Piles away and whatever.
Yeah, but it does work.
Thank you, Anne, in Brighton. In about a quarter of an hour's time, we're going to open the lid on the first ever Tommy Boyds Show letters page, but celebrating piles with Natasha, who calls from London. You're on Talk Radio. Hello, Natasha.
Hi, Tommy.
Natasha.
There's quite a painless cure for hemorrhoids or piles, and I think the nation should know it's acupuncture.
Now, that does sound even more painful than the tweezers idea.
No, I don't think it's actually done in the region of the hemorrhoid. I think it's probably done along one of the energy lines that leads there, probably. I don't know, but I've heard that it's a good cure.
Well, I would still have thought that some needles are going to go into your bottom.
Well, you know,
I mean,
at least not right where the actual anus is.
No. I'm not a doctor, but then again, nor are acupuncturists. You know.
But, no, I'd go for the needle rather than the elastic bands. Oh, Jesus.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
Do you?
Well, when you were little, did you not, for want of something better to do up at the back of the class, wrap a rubber band around your finger as many times as you could and see what happened? Yeah.
Definitely. Big fun.
Big, wouldn't it?
Yep.
The things you do at the back of the class. But I couldn't stand it on there for more than about 20, 25 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah. But they do it to greyhounds. To make them run slowly. They used to, anyway. I'm sure they don't do it anymore.
I hope they don't do it anymore.
They used to have tricks, the handlers, for making sure that their dog, if it was the favourite, ran slowly, and then they could tell their mates to back the outsiders. And one of them involved an elastic band and the necessity that the dog in question be male.
Oh.
I know. I know.
I'm going to go.
Yes, I would. One of the few good things about being a woman is that you don't know what that particular pain would be like. So I know childbirth is one thing, but so is having external organs. Isn't that right, Mike?
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Mike.
Yeah, Tom, I've got
I've got atomic piles.
Atomic piles?
Atomic piles, yeah.
Atomic piles?
Yep.
Yep.
Doctor's treating them.
Yes.
Said I'll have nuclear arsehole next week.
Yes.
I can hear you slurping your tea as well.
No.
On the end.
No, that was earlier, Mike. No, that was more the sort of guttural inhalation of despair that you get when you hear that joke again.
No, well, I haven't been on this show yet.
Yes.
Well, Nick,
no,
you've had it.
That's true enough. That's true enough, anyway. How are your piles at the moment, Mike?
I haven't got them.
Yes,
Tom.
you have.
No, I thought I'd amuse people, that's all.
You have got piles, Mike, but you're ashamed of it, that's the thing.
No, I haven't.
Because you don't want women to know that you've got piles.
No, Tom, I haven't got piles.
You've got hemorrhoids.
No.
When did you last go to the toilet?
When?
Yes.
Oh, this morning, I suppose.
For a sit-upon?
Yes.
Yes, and you sit upon a European-style toilet?
Yep.
You've got hemorrhoids.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yes. You're not supposed to go like that.
Well, look, the previous caller said I can't, the doctor, I don't believe him for a moment.
No,
but,
what you need to do, Mike, to get rid of your hemorrhoids, I promise you this is true, but don't do it when you're drunk, okay? Lift the seat, okay, and crouch up with both feet on the edge of the bowl, all right? And then do your business at that angle.
You have to be an Indian rubber man to do that, I thought.
No, sir. You can do it. You can crouch down on your haunches, can't you?
No, well, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. I'll have a try, Tom.
Do it.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye. Seriously, it's true. The invention of Thomas Crapper, it was, who invented the water closet, famously, although there's no link, linguistically, was one of the most damning inventions of the last 100 years or so, because it's got us all at the wrong angle. It's a well-known fact, this, as your taxi driver will tell you, a well-known fact. We're celebrating hemorrhoids. I've got them. You've got them. Everybody's got them. Mahatma Gandhi probably didn't, though, because he didn't use a toilet. Chris calls from Yeovil. Chris, you're on Talk Radio. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tommy. I haven't got them.
Ah.
I was going to ring you once on your wonderful hour, but I didn't think that you would want to talk about hemorrhoids on your programme, because I wanted to say to you the most wonderful thing in the world is having your hemorrhoids removed.
Ah.
And I lived with hemorrhoids for 20 years, and they were agony. It was so bad, I used to have to wear those ladies' knicker liners in my pants because of the blood.
Poor boy, that's awful.
And then I went and eventually went to have them out. But the quick one, the funny thing is they still take them out the same way as former people have said, elastic bands. And I talk about it over dinner sometimes, but it turns people off. They put me on a bench in the hospital. It's only an outpatient's job, and they stick a thing up your anus like a straight handlebars from a bicycle with the brakes still on.
Hang on, I want to make sure everybody's got this mental picture.
Yeah.
This is good.
Right,
Go
straight
on.
handlebars, chrome, with the brakes are still on them, and they stick it up your bum.
Yes.
In my case, I'm lying on this thing facing the clinical wall in the hospital, the things, and hear all this tinkling and the things up my bum and hear things going on. All of a sudden, the surgeon said, "Oh, nurse, we haven't plugged it in yet." And I'm looking, and there's a domestic 3-pin plug in front of my face.
Yeah.
And this thing's connected to this steel thing up my bum, and they plug it in the main.
In the mains, yes.
Which was obviously only for the light and the telescope.
Yeah.
But they still, and you can feel it and hear it, they shoot things up this tube, and they gave me diagrams afterwards of what they'd done.
Yeah.
They actually, we must be a good shot, they actually get them round the hemorrhoid, and then you're told to go away. They will wither and drop out, and you look in the base in the toilet
So
every day.
this hemorrhoid machine, okay, it wraps elastic bands around the hemorrhoids.
It shoots something up the tube, the handlebars with the brakes still on.
Now, we've learned something today.
It shoots, and I'm looking at the diagram now that they gave me when I left the hospital, and it just gets around them, and they just hang there like a grape.
Yes, and then they come out with everything
2
else.
or 3 days later, whenever, you've got to keep looking to make sure they go, I suppose.
But I'm told by the only man I've ever met who was man enough to admit that he'd been through this, and I don't know why it's so ignominious, because, you know, a toothache, a black eye, wax in your ear, hemorrhoids are no different.
I was so proud of it after I'd had it done. I was telling, this is the funny thing, Tommy, I was telling all my mates what I'd had done, and these are guys I've known for 20 or 30 years, know very, very well, and all of a sudden they said, "Oh, I've got hemorrhoids."
Yeah.
They wouldn't have said it if I hadn't have said...
It's the last bastion, you know. It's the last male bastion admitting you've got hemorrhoids. Men are perfectly prepared to admit that they're adulterers, that they're gay, that they like dressing up, but hemorrhoids? Oh, no.
I recommend anybody that's got them, please go and have them out because your whole life will change.
Thank you, Chris, for your call. Free call 0500 10 53 89 as we continue to celebrate my hemorrhoids, your hemorrhoids. But next we pause and we open the lid on a new file, the Tommy Boyd letters page. This is Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
This is Peter Dealey with you from 5 on Talk Radio to press
Points of View.
It's the true face of radical Britain on the Tommy Boyd hate mail page. Your thoughts, your comments, and your death threats.
Points of View.
Hi. It's been a busy week in the Tommy Boyd mail room. It's always very satisfying to hear we're providing an ongoing and eclectic output. One regular listener found cause to question the quality of one small aspect of the show.
Points of View.
Dear Tommy, sad, weird midget Boyd. Regarding you and the talk radio show you present, you are immensely tiresome with your inane sense of humour, your self-righteous pronouncements, and absurd dislike for traditional Christian values which utterly disgusts any right-minded people. Normal, decent people are sick and tired with your persistent smugness, incessant bragging, unrelenting tackiness, patronising remarks, lack of respect, and sheer idiotic awfulness. I seriously advise you to stop your verbal abuse against normal, decent, salt-of-the-earth type people who phone into your low-quality radio show, or you will live, or die, to regret it. You are a smug, shallow, callous, inadequate, subhuman parasite. From Harry Mew. NB. I have certain information concerning your employment as a Butlins redcoat, which I am sure you will not want to be disclosed.
Points of View.
A bulging mailbag always follows a regular favourite, the angry hour. One listener, Carrie White of Ellesmere Port, is angry twice over.
Dear Tommy Boyd, I've tried for 3 weeks to get through to you on your angry hour, but with no luck. This week I managed to get through, and the young lady who answered said, "What makes you angry?" I said, the PG tips chimps. After 40 years, they're being axed. She said, it's about time. They are being exploited and should be running around free. Where? In London, being knocked down by buses and taxis? She did not even give me a chance to speak to you. It appears to me that if your telephone operator does not like your point of view, then you get cut off. PG tips chimps have been going for 40 years since 1956. There have been over 100 adverts, but Brooke Bond want to replace the chimps with Carolina Hearn. Yours sincerely, Carrie White.
A bunch of bananas and a tyre tied to the cage roof for you, Ms. White.
Points of View.
A chance remark didn't escape the attention of a Birmingham listener who took the teeniest umbrage at our reference to the Brummie tendency to be thick and boastful.
Dear Tommy, I am writing to complain about your comments and also the woman who phoned you up about Brummies, you loudmouth London pillock. One thing we do not think is that Alton Towers belongs to us. It is in Staffordshire, nowhere near Brum. And another thing, do not confuse a Brummie accent with a black country accent, you total prat. I would love the chance to tell you all this to your face, but I don't believe in shouting and yelling at knackered old OAPs. Why don't you come to Birmingham and say it if you think you're hard enough? I'll tell you something, you Boyds are all the same. If you are not picking up, shagging, and then dumping women, you are sprouting your mouth off. I dare you to read this letter out, curly-haired bum boy. Yours sincerely, Julie Dempsey, Miss.
And likely to be a mzz for the foreseeable future. Like you do.
Please send your points of view, hate mail and death threats to The Tommy Boyd Show, Talk Radio, P.O. Box 1089, London W1A 1PP. You pillocks.
The Tommy Boyd Radio Experiment.
Els is in the kitchen.
Hey, girls, why not phone up Tommy now and tell him what a jug-headed, peanut-brained, weasel-faced, fourth magnitude misfit from the 70s he is on free call 0500 1053 89.
Yes. Or if you're not clever enough to use the phone, do write. Paul calls from Coventry. Paul, you're on Talk Radio. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tommy.
Paul,
People need to learn the meaning of postmodern irony, don't they?
Well, me for one.
I think you're well aware of it. Anyway, small factual correction about Thomas Crapper.
By all means, yes.
There's also the ancient Dutch Kreppe, K-R-E-P-P-E, which has the same meaning. So there is a connection.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that's very kind of you.
No problem.
Have you ever written a rude letter?
I've written a letter to you, but it wasn't particularly rude.
Oh. Well, it didn't get broadcast then, did it?
No.
No. I mean, they were all genuine letters, of course, which is fantastic, isn't it? That there are folk who can actually spend part of their lives, dedicate part of their lives to that kind of vitriol. Isn't that wonderful?
Sense of humour failure.
I don't know. But hey, listen, you can do as well as that, can't you?
Well, if I wanted to, but I don't really want to, so...
Oh, you're a nice man. But if you do, I'll remind you of the address. It's Tommy Boyd, Complaints Department, P.O. Box 1089, London W1A 1PP. Thank you, Paul, for your call and your correction. Vanessa's on the line, calling from Swindon. Vanessa, you're on Talk Radio. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You just need a clove of garlic, and then if you put it up your bottom...
Oh...
And it does. I don't think it cures piles, but it certainly relieves the pain. It's a bit stingy, kind of stings a little bit, but it does.
People listening, a lot of people listening wouldn't know how to do either of these two things. How to put anything up their bottom or how to get hold of a clove of garlic.
Well...
Where do you live? In Swindon? Do they have garlic in Swindon?
Yeah, I grow my own garlic.
Ah, well, that explains it, you see.
Yeah. So it just stops them from hurting so much, but it does sting a little bit. But if you're not used to using kind of suppositories, because nobody really uses suppositories in England, do they?
No.
But they should do.
No, they don't. They don't. The French do.
I have got some absolutely brilliant eucalyptus suppositories that I use when I've got the flu. And they go straight into your blood system, and you just can breathe straight away.
You know why the French use suppositories? It's because they don't like to tinker with their stomach, because that's for digesting.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's so much more effective. But the cloves of garlic, they do work.
And then there was the young hippie who, when his parents asked him what he wanted for Christmas, and he replied something cool, uptight, and out of sight, they gave him...
A clove of garlic.
A suppository.
Oh.
Same thing, same joke. Same old joke. Vanessa, thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
For the idea of putting a clove of garlic in your bottom.
Okay.
If you've got piles. It comes out all right, does it?
Well, actually, there is a kind of urge for it to come out naturally. But if you can just try and keep it in for...
Should you crush it a little bit first? Or?
No, well, I just used quite a small one.
Yes, of course.
And
yes. Do you peel it?
Oh, yes. Take the skin off. Take the skin off and then just whack it up and then a bit of relief.
Yes. Because what people don't realise is that our digestive system isn't just our stomach, but we're actually digesting food almost until the very moment that we relinquish it. It's true, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah, I think our lower intestine is still absorbing whatever it can get out of what's left. So that's probably why the French use suppositories, because it goes into your system, your blood system.
They work so much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely to talk to you. And of course, if they ever think about coming round your house, vampires beware.
Bye.
Sorry. It's a ticklish problem, though, isn't it? Discussing hemorrhoids, spelling hemorrhoids. I mean, £1,000 cash now to anybody who can spell hemorrhoids. Not. And what was the other thing? Oh, yes, don't please call and tell the peanut and it came out a treat joke, because everybody knows that inside out. And Raja calls now from Uxbridge. I've got people at Talk Radio trying to win £1,000 off me.
Hello, Tommy.
And you don't spell them like that. Raja in Uxbridge, good afternoon.
Tommy, how you doing, mate?
Yeah.
You're right. You got it all wrong again.
Yes.
The researchers got it wrong.
Yes.
I'm from India, and I can confirm that Gandhi suffered from hemorrhoids.
No, that was all that fasting.
No. It's a well-known fact. I'm telling you how it is.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if he'd eaten a proper diet, right, then he wouldn't have got them. He got them.
He got them, and and I'm proud that he had them.
You're proud that Gandhi had hemorrhoids.
Yeah, I'm proud.
Why?
Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't actually know what it is.
What, hemorrhoids?
Yeah, I'm a bit.
You don't know what hemorrhoids are? How old are you?
I'm 26, and I've never seen it in my life, and the way you've been discussing it.
Well, look, you're Indian.
Yeah, I'm Indian.
You like cricket?
I like cricket, yeah.
Well, did you never see Vivian Richards suffering from hemorrhoids on the square? England versus West Indies.
You mean his bottom? I've never seen his bottom, no.
No, it was fantastic.
Or his backside, no.
Seriously, Roger, seriously.
Seriously, I don't know what it is. I don't actually know the medical term for it. You know, what it is. What's the sign? How do I know if I got it right now? I mean, I could have it, and I don't actually know if I got it or not.
Okay, well, you have got it. What it is, because we tend to go to the toilet in the wrong position in this country because somebody invented lavatories, what you should do is squat down when you want to evacuate. And what it means is that a combination of trying a bit too hard, that's faulty potty training, and doing it at the wrong angle means that an awful lot of us have got slightly swollen veins right at the point of evacuation. And I'm not sure what the difference is between the rectum and the anus, but that's what we're talking about, Roger, okay? And just what I wanted to tell you was that this great cricketer, Vivian Richards, okay, most dignified man you could ever imagine, he got them, and he got them bad in a cricket match. And he was having to move from square leg to square leg at every over. And this poor fella, he couldn't put one foot in front of the other. Oh, it was agony to watch.
Right, Tommy.
Yes?
I'm going to the doctors tomorrow. Is it covered by, am I going to be covered by Bupa or what? What do they do? Am I going to get health insurance for this?
Well, what symptoms have you got?
Well, I haven't got nothing, but you just, you know...
No, you go along to your private doctor then.
I've probably got it, you
know.
No,
right, that's fine. You go along to your private doctor, 70 quid a session, and you say, doctor, I have got something wrong with me, but I have no idea what or where. That's what everybody else does. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Celebrating hemorrhoids. I've got them. You've got them. This is Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
Talk Radio on the World Wide Web. Log on. talk-radio.co.
Epsom, you're on Talk Radio. Hello, Stuart.
Hello, Tommy. Tommy, don't have that done.
What, the handlebar machine?
Don't have it done.
Have you had it done?
I've had it done. It's the most painful, horrible, disgusting... It is just agony. And to hear that man, he's had it done and it fixed it. I've had it done and they came back bigger and worse and...
Bigger?
Bigger and more horrible and more fierce than they ever were before.
Perhaps the elastic bands missed some when they were up your way.
No, I tell you, they didn't miss. I came out of there and I had the same thing. You lie down and he gets the tube up and the light up and this handlebar thing up and it's all up your backside. And then you just hear this snap and the pain. Your face just goes into just a complete contortion of pain. And I had about 5 of them I had to do. They're not hanging out ones. They're right up there.
Ooh.
And about 5 of them, you know, snap, 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 snap. And I got off of there, and there's about 4 people outside waiting to have it done. And my face, when I walked out there, I looked like, I don't know, like, you imagine if Vinnie Jones, if he's just trying to look as fierce as he could ever look.
Yeah.
I was like that, and I was walking along, and my face was like that for the rest of the day.
Sorry to laugh.
Thinking about it now, my face is like it now, just thinking about it. I had to drive back from the hospital, and I'm sitting in the car, and people's faces looking at me, because I stop at the lights, and I've still got this face, just this Vinnie Jones angry face.
Yeah.
And 3 days it was agony for, and then they must have dropped off. And then within 6 weeks they're back again. But I've had them injected as well, and that doesn't work.
No, that brings tears to the eyes as well.
I don't know, some sort of acid or something to just shrivel them up.
Acid? I don't think acid's a good idea.
But something that makes them shrivel up. And that again, it's the tube and the lights and the syringe and whatever else. It's all up there, and he's injecting them, and that was agony.
Stuart, thanks for your call. I'm going to squeeze in Kate and bring in Roy into the conversation at the same time.
Do a doctor's day on it.
Shut up. Kate in East Sussex and Roy in Medway. You're on Talk Radio. Hello.
Hello, Tommy.
Hi.
Oh.
Yeah, both of you. I mean, I gather you both got...
At the same time? No, I haven't got them now.
No, you both got suggestions.
I just want to ask you, do you know Vic Smarts?
Does it?
It does if you get it on your hemorrhoids.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Kate.
Do you want me to spell it?
IT.
No, hemorrhoids.
Go on then, try.
HAEMORRHOIDS. Do I win £1,000?
I don't know. Hang on. Vivian's in London. Vivian, is that what you were going to say?
Yes, that's absolutely correct, Tommy.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, it's good to know that there are 2 dictionaries in England.
I don't have a dictionary. No.
No, we've been fighting for £1,000. How tragic. Roy in Medway, what was your point?
Yeah, 3 years ago I had piles.
Yeah?
I mistakenly put deep heat on them.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you think it was?
Well, I thought it was the hemorrhoid cream.
That would have hurt, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it did. I was on my way to work, and I thought my car seat had started working, you know? Because they started getting up. But I haven't had one for 3 years.
Well, a hemorrhoid?
No, not since then.
You've cauterised your rectum, haven't you?
Yeah, I can still feel it now.
Thank you for your call. The Angry Hour is next. What makes you angry? Free call 0500 10 53 89. This is Talk Radio.
Don't forget to subscribe and like. Comment too if you wish. Even slap your legs and make a purchase from Ann Summers. But don't do nothing.